XOS 5.6, it's already available, and we are going to see what is new in this video. Hi guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Hugo Souza, I'm from Portugal, and this is the Xpeng G6 diaries.
See these? Let's go there. 5.6.0. Unfortunately, it shows everything in Chinese, but let's update it. So I will do a separate video, full video with all the information. So now we are just going to confirm for the update, and here we are starting to update the car. Already updating. It says that it will take around 8 minutes to finish updating the car, and during the update we cannot use the car. 1 minute remaining for the installation. I hear a bunch of noises in the car, so I don't know what it's doing. The car is turning on, so I already have AC, the lights turn on, ambient light did turn on also. So now screen off, and probably it's now rebooting. Here it is, it's coming, also on the dashboard.
Update successful. Welcome to experience the new version.
So welcome to new version XOS 5.6.0. Let's see details here. Again, we just see it here in Chinese. And let's see if there are anything here. Nothing. Let's go to general. XOS 5.6.0. Already in the last version. Now we will see together the information on the release notes for this new version, and then I will do a full video on this.
So guys, I managed to get the release notes. I managed to translate them to English. So I will read just what I was able to translate so that you guys can know more or less what is new. So basically, if you already saw the information on the betas, it will be more or less the same from what I understood here. ACC, first adaptive cruise control, there is an improvement there, and it says that it will lower the frequency of unexpected delays in some scenarios. Basically delays, it's the translation, it's the slowdowns. So as you know, I have already mentioned this several times. When we are driving on ACC, the car will reduce the speed several times, but it seems that it was improved. I will test it, of course, and I will let you know. Then we have the LCC, so the management of lane centering, also an improvement, and it says that it will improve vehicle control on highways. So the vehicle, if line was switched on in road sections with a minimum speed of 130, vehicle alternative tends to left and right, and now it's solved. So it seems that I didn't find this problem, but I know that there were many people stating this, that the car was going to left and right, but it seems that it was improved now. Then there is a new improvement, and I have already talked about this. So now the car is capable to do smart calibration of the cameras. So this is a really nice improvement, because there were many people complaining about the situation that the car was tending to the right or tending to the left or something like that. And now the car will manage to do the auto calibration of the cameras by itself. So while it is driving, it is reading the information on the roads, and it is calibrating the cameras so that the LCC and ACC works better. The system will automatically start the calibration based on the previous state of the vehicle. When the calibration is completed, it is going to be reactivated, so the auto calibration in the interval of 30 days. So what I see from here is that the system will auto calibrate itself every 30 days, and it says that to to make this calibration, it is required that the vehicle to cover more than 10 kilometers. Okay, so depending, of course, the driving conditions and the surrounding area. So for instance, a calibration can take shorter if the vehicle runs on a straight road with multiple lanes and clear road markings from both the current and the adjacent lane. Usually it takes a couple of kilometers to auto adjust and auto configure the cameras, calibrate the cameras. And if you are driving in a straight line and the lines are clearly defined in the road, it will be faster to auto calibrate, and the system will do this every 30 days, so to make sure that the cameras are calibrated correctly for the use. So then we have a bunch of features on the navigation. So it says that there is an update on the basic user experience. So the charging status, so the state of charge has been added to the estimated range of the destination, making battery management more intuitive. So this is a new feature. Also, it supports navigation broadcasts in a new language, Hebrew. Then it has the page where you manage offline maps now contains the section recommended, from which you can download the map details of the area in which you are located. And after downloading, you even have access to navigation within the target area without a network. Then there are improvements. So navigation performance has been lifted to a higher level, simple interactions with maps and better animation effects, higher associative word search options for navigation that will give more accurate results after keywords have been specified, optimizes the map display and the guidance strategy used by the touch screen and dashboard, so routes and instructions are displayed more accurately. More function buttons can remain on the navigation page. Processes such as searches are made easier. Continuing on the navigation, so brand new card style. So card styles change with scenarios such as browsing and navigation, which offers a more nuanced user experience. I don't understand what this means, but I will then try and check. Then there is an improvement on the update of map styles with clearer road networks and more location elements. Also, an improvement supports smooth transition between the light theme of the day and the dark theme. Okay. Then there are language updates, so Indonesian interface. Then there are some topics related to vehicle maintenance. So it is a new topic. So it supports a reminder for vehicle maintenance on the touchscreen. So when the vehicle maintenance is approaching, it will show a key icon in the status bar of the touchscreen as a reminder. So you need to go to the Xpeng service center or to a recognized dealer to have the maintenance carry out. It's okay. So guest mode, when the car is unlocked with a physical key, this mode is automatically switched on. Okay, so basically, if you are not using an app with a user account, it will use guest mode. So if the vehicle for the OTA is not logged in with an Xpeng account, the guest mode is activated after the OTA, whereby settings and store content remain the same. If the vehicle is logged in with an Xpeng account, the user can activate the guest mode or switch to another account. Okay. Then we have some news on the X combos. I have talked about this a bunch of times already in some videos. So there are more triggers and actions that you can use for the X combos. So there are more detection options, including activation of Sentinel mode, detection vehicle speed, detection estimated range, and temperature detection inside and outside of the vehicle. This means that you can now use X combos when a temperature degree is inside or outside. You can also activate X combos based on speed and also on Sentinel mode. Then also new, more available actions such as switching disable Sentinel mode. Okay, so this is the part that I already mentioned before. So now you can, instead of activating manually the Sentinel mode, you can activate Sentry mode automatically as soon as you leave the vehicle or you lock the doors. It can activate the Sentinel mode, Sentry mode. Monitoring condition, the sound of alarms, of lane correction, the alarm sound of intelligent speed limit adjustment. So there are a bunch of new things. Combo codes and sharing codes. So now it supports combo codes. So via the X combo on the car infotainment system, users can view the codes of different combos. including those shared by others. This can enter, then we can just enter the code to find a combo. So as I said already several times, you can, of course, program these X combos by yourself, but you can also go and search from other users and use X combos from other users. And you can just download them and use them if they make sense for you. And you can even then edit a little bit of that for your particular situation. So again, it supports the sharing codes on the Xpeng mobile app. So we can generate just QR codes or links to share the combos. So if you have a nice combo, you can go to Facebook groups or to Discord groups, etc., and share your combos easily. So this is very nice. So now we can support the function of restoring settings on the car infotainment system. So if a combo is activated or executed, users can restore the air conditioning settings, seat position, etc., to a previous state. So this is important because sometimes we use X combos to do some actions, but then we need to define a different X combo to restore the settings to the ones that we want. But now we can just say that when X combo is executed and it's closed, you can restore the settings to the previous state. So this is nice. Okay. Then on Bluetooth calls, it says that users can press now the right scroll wheel to end Bluetooth calls. It's a new thing. Improvement. There is the improvement of speech quality of conversations via CarPlay. The voice will sound less distorted and more coherent. On mobile vehicle connection, users can adjust air conditioning schedules by choosing time slots between Monday and Sunday. That's it. And you can have 5 schedules. Then we can have settings synchronized with accounts. So settings in car control, sounds and car control screens are synchronized based on the login account. In this way, Xpeng gets to know your habits better. Now on charging networks, so now they say that we support more than 850,000 chargers that are suitable for start and stop, which covers more than 85% of the entire charging network in Europe. Okay. Countries where the Xpeng app supports charging information, only in later versions of the Xpeng app. So it's on 24 countries. So France, Germany, so all of the above, and it will be added more. I don't think Portugal is also here. Now we have also more charging stations information. So charging cards, if enabled, this function shows the information that marked views of nearby charging stations on the map. You can filter based on some filters. Finding a charging station via voice assistant. So we can now search for charging stations with the help of Xpeng Assistant. Real-time information, so more details such as the charging price and location number are included, which helps you find the desired charging station. Let's see if this happens in all the charging network. Route planning optimizes the algorithm for adding charging stations to long journeys. This was one of my complaints, so let's see how this works. Now we have charging pass. You can easily start loading by using your loading pass. Say goodbye to complicated actions and enjoy an amazingly fast charging experience. I don't know what this is. And you can start loading via the Xpeng app within reach. Then loading your vehicle will start. I don't know also what this is. So this is the release notes that I had access to. It doesn't mention some of the things that they were tested on the beta. For instance, the lane changing control to be shown on the dashboard. So I need to check if this is implemented. And of course, I will then update also the video when the release notes in English or in Portuguese are then released. So guys, this is it. So this is the video. It's just to give you a very quick info that the XOS version 5.6 has been released today. So if you didn't receive it yet, you are about to receive because it's coming in batches. And that's it. So I will do then a full video if necessary to show you the improvements, mainly on the navigation, because I did already a video on that. So we can then compare if there are changes. And then I will talk also on the ACC and LCC that I had some complaints also, if you saw some of my older videos. Let's see if these systems are in fact better and have improved based on the previous version or not. Then most of the other things I believe that are more cosmetic than really necessary. The update process it was very simple. So I got a notification on my mobile. I just went to the car. I just started the installation process, and as I show you, it was very easy. It was installed in around 10 minutes, more or less, and after installation, it was done. Thank you very much again. If you like this content, just subscribe, like, leave a comment if you want me to see something in particular on this new version. Let me know, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye.